What's going on, everybody? This is JPixel, JPXL, coming at you with another video, and today we are looking at the Anbernic model RG35XXSP. This is the production unit. This is not a review unit. I did not get this for free. I bought it with my own money, and so we're going to take a look at it. I've been playing with it. It's kind of a fake unboxing. This is kind of the box it comes in. Now, this is what it looks like from the box, kind of what it looks like when you get it. It's in this thing, but basically this is what it looks like when it comes to you. These instructions are very important because I learned some valuable information from reading the instructions. I know like people don't like to read instructions all the time, but I actually find it quite useful. See here, comes with the screen protector and some wipes, and what's in here is the power. Basically it's a USB-C, no power deck. So this is what it looks like. It is a kind of a rip-off of the Game Boy Advanced SP. I think that's where the SP comes from. I have gotten the blue one. Look at it here, yeah, blue transparent. So they have silver, gray, blue transparent, and black transparent. So the silver is, I think a lot of people relate that to the Game Boy Advance. The gray is supposed to look like the original Nintendo, of course the blue, and then the black. And I'm particular to blue, so I picked the blue one, and I guess you can put your own logo. I'll put in the Gamer Fridge logo with the little fridge guy on the side there. I think that would be cool. But yeah, so how does it feel? It feels great, honestly. I love this thing. It's a little bigger than, if you watch other people's videos, they are a little bigger than the actual XP. But for me, you know, being an adult, bigger hands, it actually works out pretty good. Fits in my pocket. I hardly notice it's there half the time. Screen protector is kind of, I don't know. It's not a touch screen, so you're not touching it a lot. And then there's not, and then you have the natural screen protector of just being able to flip it and close it. So I don't really necessarily see the need for it, but if you want it, they do include it in there. So you go underneath, there is the screen protector and the wipe. So if you want that added protection, it is there for you. As far as the unit goes, tactile feel of it and sits in my hand, I really like it. So actually my first Anbernic unit, this is my first. I know they have a lot of different ones. None of them really spoke to me, but once I seen this one, I had to get it. It was $60, $70 with shipping, depending on where you are. Shipping sometimes is different. For what it is, for as much as it costs, this thing is amazing. I really having a lot of fun with this thing. Spec wise, you know, you can look on the specs and blah blah blah. I'm not really a spec head. And basically you want to see what it can do. That's how I determine the specs. See, they can say all the specs you want, but if it can't actually do what you want it to, there's no point in having specs on there. So like it's kind of like Nintendo. Nintendo doesn't have all the specs, but their games can play quite nicely when they are optimized for it. So we're going to take a look at that. Today I'm not going to be doing like a review. Basically, I like it. If you're looking for something that will do, I would say, up to PlayStation 1 reliably, you're going to be happy with it. I've been pushing it with the N64 and the PSP and the Dreamcast. I would say, depending on what the game is, it will play it quite well. Just think of those three systems as a bonus, and then you'll be happy. If you're thinking you're going to be able to, it's going to do it flawlessly, you're going to have to look into something like the ROG Ally or something like that. That's going to do those reliably. And that thing is a lot bigger. The cool thing about this, it does have HDMI out. So any company, like I know Evercade recently said it's a big cost to put HDMI on these. This thing is $60. $60 and it's got HDMI out. And I don't know if you can kind of zoom in. I'm going to come in focus there. But that USB-C is OTG. Yeah, so that's OTG. It does say on there. So what that means with the OTG, it means you can put in different peripherals. And I did a little testing, and I was able to get if you plug in, you can put the 8-bit DO controller in there. That does work. And then you can do stuff like see, I did check. See, I have this little adapter here that's got a USB and an HDMI and a USB-C. I tried plugging that in there, and the USB part works. So you can put the controller into that, and that works. But the HDMI out of the USB-C doesn't work, so it actually does need that port. So I tried that. So that does work. And then, so I've been playing around with this, just trying to get different things to see what it can do. We got Bluetooth. So that's where the instructions come in handy. So I was able to figure out in the instructions, I was going through them, it explains to you in this thing has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So I didn't realize it had Wi-Fi too. So you can actually pair up and play online. I guess NetPlay is built into it. And then there's also Bluetooth as far as being able to hook up a controller. So I was successfully able to pair a DualSense. DualSense was able to pair with this. So I was able to get 2 controllers. Now it kind of goes back and forth which one takes over. I was able to get these 2 going. This is a 8-bit DO controller, and then I was able to get the DualSense. Getting them all 3 to kind of cooperate and work is a little challenging. Yeah, so that was kind of the cool things I was able to do with it outside of, I mean, once I noticed OTG, I just wanted to kind of play with that port and see what it actually can do. Now the Bluetooth, I was having some difficulty as I have not been able to get Bluetooth with audio to work. So I was able to pair up a controller. I was able to pair up the DualSense with the Bluetooth, but I was not able to get audio out. But it does have a headphone jack, so it's going to have to be wired, which is kind of weird. I don't know if this is something they can update. I did get the sorta working was the iPod Max. It says it's connected, but there's no audio coming out of them. So that was the only thing I was able to connect. I tried a couple Bluetooth speakers, and no luck. It didn't even act like it was connecting. So there's that. So I don't know if that could be an update, if they can get the audio working, if I was doing something wrong, but it wasn't simple enough where it would just work. So if you were thinking you could do that, so far you can't. As far as what it can play and what you can do with it, we're going to go and look at, do a multicam view here, full screen here real quick. So what I'm going to do now is hook up the HDMI so you guys can see the screen, and I can kind of show you some of the menus and the settings on here that we can do. So this is like a mini HDMI port. I have a little adapter. So it's not quite micro, it's a mini. So you're going to need an adapter of some sort if you want to do full HDMI. So you just plug that in there, and what happens is it will kind of blank out like that, and it will kick into the other screen. I have been having issues, so we'll see what happens. Like eventually it just blanks out. So we're going to switch over to this, and then we got a top-down view, and you can see me in. And we can look at the screen. So this is kind of the main menu. When you get it, I kind of changed the background a little bit. This is basically what you can get. You can get a couple different themes. So this screen, it's kind of a list view of the systems, and you go back, and then this is kind of the retro arc, and it's got these little icons and stuff like that. So that's just kind of 2 ways to do the same thing, I guess. And then I didn't realize this at first. I thought there was only 4 options. There's the favorites, the history, kind of shows you what you've been playing. And then if you keep going, there's the search, which is actually, I haven't used it yet, but it's actually going to be helpful when you see what the App Center. App Center shows you different, like, see, it has music, ebooks, and stuff like that. So it did come with a song. It came with 1 song. It's a copyrighted song, Hotel California, which is funny. And this is kind of weird. I'm actually in a menu. It looks like I'm not, but I'm actually in a program. So I have to close the app, and then it's going to exit. So that actually went into a program really quick there. So there's ebook. There's a file manager. You see that blanked out here. So that doesn't show up when I capture it. So if you look at the bottom of the screen, that's Let's get out of here. Yeah, so that was weird. So it doesn't like showing that. Expert mode, we'll look into that. It's basically another file manager. And see, it's kind of weird how that looked exactly like the when I went into the music, but it didn't kick out. And there's apps. I don't know what these different apps. So these are, I think these have to do with RetroArch. I'm not sure, or it's their proprietary stuff. Haven't played much with it. This is kind of how the Anbernic itself acts. Bezels, auto, yeah, I guess so. Backup and restore. You can, looks like you can back up all games, saves, and stuff like that. That's cool. Our arcade cores auto update. I think that's where the Wi-Fi comes in. Shaders and night mode and stuff like that. So this is kind of the you can dig into this if you need to. I haven't quite looked into that. And then there again, it just kicked out like it was a normal menu option, like it should be. All right, and then there's a video, and I can show you the video. The Anbernic. So that's the silver one. I almost thought that was a stylus, but the hinge and stuff like that. Now that hinge is nice. Now they're showing that off. It does kind of lock right there, and then it does go back farther. So that one really does look like Game Boy. But yeah, this is also Nintendo had different colors and stuff like that. So compared to what they're showing, it's a little muted, I'd say, as a color, but I kind of like it. And there's your specs. There's all your specs if you're a spec head. See here, hollow magnet switch. So that's does have a magnetic little pop to it. Multimedia video playback. So obviously it's doing video. So if you actually want to put a movie on it or something, built-in storage magnet and cover. Okay, other functions. Supports 2.44 4G wireless controller and wire controller connection. So I did test that out, and that does work. Bluetooth controller connection, that does. HDMI to TV, vibration mode, which is good, and online multiplayer via Wi-Fi and streaming. So yes, the Wi-Fi does work. Obviously, I'm not seeing anything about the Bluetooth audio, so it doesn't work according to what I am looking at, and I've tested. So there's the back that I was trying to show. There's that OTG port and the HDMI port. Yeah, so that's how we're hooked up to it right now. So one thing I did do, what I'm used to, is select and back, but they switched these, and the Nintendo is notorious for switching A and B. It does say A and B. So the first thing I did was switch these to what I'm used to, because if you're going into PlayStation stuff, it's just really irritating to. You still have to deal with it when you have Nintendo stuff, but you're going back and forth on what's A and what's B. So what I did, the first thing I did is I went into the settings, and I went into let's see here, button customization, and the local one is what you want to do. I have some controllers, no gamepad. I think if I turn on the DualSense real quick here, yeah, so the DualSense will pick up, and I can use that. See, the DualSense does work. It does work. It's kind of cool. So you can use a PlayStation 5 controller for everything. So that's 1 and 2. And if you notice up in the top, you'll see that they're showing a controller, and they'll show the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth is on. So those little symbols will help you out. Other settings, background settings, you can do different backgrounds. It usually just comes plain black, but you can kind of see there's different. Girl on the beach for some reason, sky, and I like this one, so I chose this one. It's kind of like a pattern of some sort. Button sound, you can turn on and off. It is very loud, so that could, if you get annoyed with that. Clear record, I don't know what that does. I think it clears your high scores or something. I don't know. Work light status, I guess the light right here, you can turn that on and off when it sleeps. Reboot and shut down, of course. And so, like I said, I have A and B switched to my preference. And if you don't want to switch it, it's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some of the games that it can play that I've been having fun with, just to kind of highlight some games. That way you can get an idea of what it actually can do. Alright, so that's my look at the Anbernic RG35XXSP. As you can see, it's quite the powerful little machine. I just showed you some of the gameplay and stuff like that. If there's anything that I didn't cover that you would like to know about, like I said, the Bluetooth part of it, it's kind of interesting that you can get the controllers to work, but not the audio part of it. HDMI, as you can see, I've been capturing the HDMI and it works quite well, so you can make this into a mini console besides just having it in your pocket. Little customization, and we can put our own logos and stuff on that I'll probably be doing. As far as portability, it's definitely that's a big plus there. I've been able to play it just on and off in the last couple of days. No complaints about the battery life so far. I'm just impressed of what you can do with this thing. This is my first Anbernic device, so I'm really happy with this. I can't recommend it enough. If all you want to do with this is like Game Boy Advanced, and like up to PlayStation, like I said, you're going to be quite pleased with the performance. When you get a little higher, you're going to be hit or miss, but as you can see, there are some really good games on there that you're going to be able to play at a really decent speed, and if you can put up with some lag and stuff like that, you're going to have even more options. So I didn't get into a lot of arcade stuff. That stuff all seems to work good. The customization on here is pretty cool. I think the idea of being able to put little movies and stuff on here is pretty cool too. I can't say enough for 60 bucks, 70 shipping. This is more than enough value to me. I'm really happy with this. I've been playing with it. I haven't gotten into these handhelds, but this one really spoke to me. That you know, that form factor, having that flip. I mean, bringing that back, man. That is, I mean, that's satisfying. Just having that in your hand, and you can play some Dreamcast games on here. You can play some PlayStation games and certain N64, and being able to hook it up to a TV and then grab another controller. Portable console. You could do some mods. You can make this the brain of like a arcade cabinet or something like that. It's kind of a waste, but for 60 bucks, man, shoot, man, this thing can do a lot. Gets a thumbs up from me. I'm not really reviewing it per se, but I'm just giving my impressions and what I think of it. If you want to check it out, head over to Anbernic. I should have a link or something up for that too. But if you have any questions, leave one in the comment. I can see what I can do, if I can test some more things out for you. Thank you for watching. If you made it to the end of this video, like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Thank you for all my subs, and if there's more Anbernic stuff that you are interested in, let me know, and I'll see what I can do. We'll see you next time on Gaming Fish.